NCLT e-filing process. So what I'm proposing to do is in the first portion of of this webinar, we will discuss the we will discuss the user manual which has been prescribed by the NCLT. So we will discuss how to go through that, how to use that. And in the second half of the session, Vaidehi, my colleague, she will help us to actually navigate on the website. So we should be able to create one user or go inside the website and do some navigation so that we understand how it actually works. So the first part would be the theoretical part, and the second part would be the actual practically how to navigate inside, how to secure the defects, how to do things practically on the portal. So let me. Okay, is my screen visible? Is this PDF visible?
Yeah, madam.
Yes,
It is
thank
visible.
you. Yes, thank you. So this is the e-filing software user manual, which is available on the NCLT website also. We will go through this user manual, and then we will see how it actually works in the second half. So this user manual covers all the various types of user registrations. We can act in different capacities, like as an IP or as a company secretary, chartered accountant, law firm, whichever capacity what we are acting in, there's a different process or a different page for the user registration. There's a drop down and we need to select the category for which we are registering. And then after once we go inside, more or less the process would be the same because the documentation and other things required are more or less the same. So this is the portal efiling.nclt.gov.in. We will go to that actually when we are doing it in the second half. And there we go to the this tab of register from this website. So here we see the click here to register. We click on that and we will create the user. Here we have the different types of users which can be created. So as an individual, advocate, chartered accountant, company secretary, cost accountant, ROC, RD, any official, or IRP, RP, any other, and for the income tax. So each of these entities, I would say, who are in some way or the other connected with the NCLT matters, either under IBC or under the company law matters, are covered in this. Users can create multiple logins under different user type, but the login should be different. So if I can register myself either as a RP and also as a company secretary. So I would be in two different capacities in that case. As a RP, I would be associated only with the cases where I have been appointed as the IRP or the RP or as the liquidator in that case. But as a company secretary, I may be representing other parties, like I may be representing some litigants, I may be representing some other RPs or liquidators. In that case, I'll choose my designation as a company secretary, and then I will go for the registration accordingly. But for this, I will have to have two different logins created for each type of user. And both the logins should be associated with different mail IDs and different mobile numbers. That is because we get OTPs on these mobile numbers, and one mobile number and one email ID will be associated only for one user. So in case we need to have two different types of users, we will need to have different mobile numbers and different mail IDs for the process. Then once we click on whichever type of user we have selected, this is the next page which will come in. Here we say e-filing user registration as an advocate. So this is a sample case which they have taken where they are registering as an advocate on this site. So based on the user type, the registration number and enrollment number is required. As in, if we are a company secretary, we will need our CS ID and the number basis which we will get that registration. So it is a unique ID for each person. If we are then registering as an advocate, then we will have the bar council enrollment number and so on for each type of registration. Now, if you see the first line, it says user representation law / professional firm. So if an advocate, if you're registering, or even as a company secretary, chartered accountant, if you're registering as an individual, you will select as an individual. But if you're registering your firm, suppose your firm is, you are acting through your firm, then you will have to select here yes or no. So user representing law or professional firm, if it is yes, if we are going through our firm, then we will click a yes here. And then accordingly, the details of the firm will have to be given. If we say no, which means that we are registering as an individual, Then we will click a no here and then give our individual details. If any prior registration process is incomplete, like we had started once, but for some reason that process got stuck in between, we will have to say yes, so that the previous data will be pre-filled here. Otherwise, the details to be filled are the name, our address, our registration number. So depending upon the capacity in which we are registering, we will give this enrollment number, our address, then the mobile number and the email ID. So this mobile number and this email ID should be unique. So because they are going to send OTPs on this, which we need to verify. And once it is verified, then only our registration will get activated, or we will be able to create that user on the website. So we need a unique mobile number and an email ID here. Once we get the OTPs, and I think practically sometimes it does take some time to get the OTPs to be generated, because again we know that those OTPs have some time validity. Sometimes it takes time, but when it is working, then we will be able to get the OTP, and then we will be able to submit this. Then after that OTP is verified, we go to the next page. And so the mobile number and email ID, both OTPs need to be verified. Then we will go on to the next page. Now we need to upload a unique proof of, upload the proof of unique ID. As in, if as a company secretary, if I'm registering, it would be the certificate of registration. As an advocate, it would be the enrollment certificate, certificate of practice, whatever, or the IP registration certificate, whichever it is, that document we will have to upload here. And say choose file and upload. Once, so here there's a drop down. In the document type, there will be a drop down. We will select the appropriate document type and attach the file, and only PDF files are allowed here. So only PDF documents can be uploaded on the NCLT portal. After that, we click on submit and next. Once we click on submit and next, we will go to the next page where the user registration would be completed. We will get this page which says that you have been successfully registered. And then with that login ID and password, we will be able to log in. So we will get the login ID and password, which is mailed to that registered email ID. So we have to ensure that that email ID is a working email ID, and it is being accessed regularly, because whatever communication you're going to get from NCLT, say your notices for the next hearing, the reminders for the next hearing, or your order copies, they are going to be sent on that particular mail ID. So we need to ensure that it is a monitored mail ID and which is being accessed regularly, and we are able to use it. So once we get that user ID and the password on our email, then we proceed for the registration, for the actual login here. Okay, now this manual from here on, so the user registration is complete. Now they're talking about the case history. How can we search a particular case history of any case based on various parameters? So here, if we can select or search for the case basis either the filing number, that is the e-filing number what we get on the e-filing receipt, or the case number, which is your petition number in the NCLT, or the party name, the respondent or the petitioner's name. You can do a search using that also. Then the advocate name. Sometimes if you don't know the case, or if you want to know what all cases a particular advocate is handling, then you can write the advocate name, and you can the list of cases will be given, or by the SIN number of the company. So if you want to know what other cases, if whether any cases are filed against a particular company, you can just write the SIN number and you will get a list of all the cases which have been filed against that company. Now here is the tab for filing, search using the filing number. We write the filing number, that is the e-filing number which we get in the receipt of e-filing, or even if we have not done the filing, if we have got a notice from the NCLT saying that this has been filed, this will be the e-filing number, and by using that we will be able to search. So we write the e-filing number and search, so we will get the case details. Once we click on the case, we will be able to get the go inside and get the further details of that case. If you are doing the search basis a case number, so if you see the choose type is the case number, then we will have to select which NCLT, so National Company Law Tribunal, whichever bench under which it comes, that we will write, and the case type. So case type again is a drop down. So it could be here it is written as a company appeal. It could be a IBC case, a company law case, operation mismanagement, whichever case is there, we will have to select it appropriately from the drop down. Write the case number, that is your petition number or the application number, and the case year, that is when that application or that petition was filed, and do a search. Then we will get the particulars only for that one particular case or that one particular application. Then if you're doing a search using the party name, now here again we write the name of the company, the NCLT bench before which that matter is pending or was pending, and then we can do a exact search or a wrap search. So if you don't know the exact name of the parties, or sometimes what happens is while typing in the NCLT records, the name could have been typed differently. So we need not do an exact search. We can do a wrap search. Accordingly, the nearby search records will also be generated in that. Here we give whether we are searching it as per the petitioner or as per the respondent, whichever party we want to see. That will be available in the drop down. Even both parties are available. As if somebody is a petitioner as well as a respondent in some cases, like in case of say IPs, we can be petitioners as applicants and respondents also in various matters. So we can select as both. Then write the party name, the case here, and case status is optional. It may be pending, or you need not fill that also. You go to search, and then you will get the list of all the cases by that party name. Suppose if you're looking for ABC Private Limited, what are the cases against that ABC Private Limited filed by it or against it, depending upon whether we select the party type as petitioner or as a respondent. Then if you are searching as per the SIN number, we just write the SIN number of the company. We get the name of the company against that, and then once we do the search, we will get all the cases filed by or against that particular company. Now we come to the user homepage navigation. So the previous portion where we were searching as per the case history, it will be helpful for us in case when we are already appointed as RPs and we are trying to find out what all cases against the company which are there. So suppose it's a corporate debtor, not for other matters, but at least for the NCLT, anything which is pending before the NCLT, all those cases list we can get from here. Or if we are planning to file a Section 7 or a Section 9 on against some corporate debtor, whether anything else has already been filed, any other cases pending, any other CRP has been admitted, that also can be searched from here. Okay, now we go to the actual login details. Now the user has been created, and we saw that process for user registration. Now we are going for the login. So we enter the user ID which is received on the email. We write the password which is received on the email, and after that entering the captcha and so on, we will be able to log in here. Then next page takes us to this page which shows NCLT. We click on the NCLT. Then this will we need to agree to the terms and conditions, whatever disclaimer is given there, and say continue. Now this is the dashboard, what we usually see once we log in. And in this dashboard, we will see what are the number of cases, the draft cases, final cases, how many payments have been done online and offline, e-filed cases finally which have been submitted, how many IAs have been filed, and so on. In case we have any technical issues, if we have faced during e-filing, we can raise a complaint or an issue or raise a ticket kind of, which in the incident report here, that we can click on that and we can raise a query there. Now on the left hand side in the navigation, we see the petitioner corner. So because any particular person can be either a petitioner or a respondent. So all those tabs are already active there. There's a petitioner corner, there's a respondent corner, my account, and logout. So we can log out from there. Now this also shows the last login date and time. So suppose if multiple people are using this, or if you want to see whether some document could not be logged in at that particular point in time because there was some error or something, here this also gives us the last login time and date when there was a successful login here. Now we go to the first tab, which is, so if we see here, the first tab was draft cases, 152 draft cases. We see the first tab, which is cases in draft. So when we are filing or anything in this portal, it need not be completed in one go itself. You can do it in tranches, but that period now is 45 days. Once you file a case, you need to completely e-file it and make the payment within 45 days. After that, it will lapse and you will have to start the process again. So there will be a reference number once you file these. So whatever documents you have filed, suppose you file some document, but there are different stages in that you need to go on to the next page and so on. Till that time, this will come as a case in draft. There, if you want to modify anything, we can go to action, and there that will take us to the edit mode. And in that edit mode, we will be able to go and complete whatever filings we need to do, whatever documentation or anything which is pending. We can complete that, and that will take us to the file to the payment page and so on. After which it will be taken as a filed case. Right now, it is in the draft stage. So whatever drafts are there, yes, sir.
If this editing can happen only in these 45 days before completion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. So after that, it will lapse. We'll have to start the process again for that particular document.
Okay. Already filed cannot be edited.
After 45 days. Now, after that, we go to these draft cases. Click on the draft cases link on the dashboard. So this is what you see inside in the draft cases. The user has the option to select the tab last saved to continue and complete the e-filing. So wherever you were on the last login, while you are attempting the last filing, you can go back to that point and you can start your process from there. So suppose we have this, we complete all the filing, whatever documents are to be uploaded and so on. Then we can, the next step would be to complete the payments. Now payment here we have two options, offline payment or the online payment. Generally online payment is preferred because then instantly we get the receipt and the matter gets in the DMS, that is the data management system, immediately. However, sometimes what happens is there is a problem in that payment. Like in the last week, again, for Mumbai NCLT, typically we were facing that problem that we were not able to make payments online. So then what we need to do is we need to go to the offline mode, prepare a demand draft for that amount. Then once the demand draft is available, we need to write the details of that demand draft on the offline portal page, and then we were able to submit the documents. So that takes a bit longer. However, generally the site is very smooth in working for the online payments also. So after the payment here is complete, click on the offline online payment link to the dashboard. User can view the status of the case, listing date, purpose, and orders uploaded. So here now again the payment is done and the case is there in the DMS. Once the DMS approves, like your e-filing gets approved, that is what is done by the NCLT backend, where we need to sometimes follow up with them for getting the case listed or getting it defect free in the first place. So those defects and how those defects and others will arise, that also we will discuss here. And whether will also show us how to go and actually navigate on those defect removal pages. So once those defects are removed and the case is numbered, we will be able to see those cases here, which is under the e-filed cases. So the case will be given a number, either that application or that petition will be numbered, and we will be able to see that on the dashboard. Now, these are the list of e-file cases. Now, assuming that all the cases have been numbered, this is the list or this is the dashboard which you will see for all the cases which you have filed and which have been got a number. Sometimes in case of this is all, then you have objections and registered. So if you see objections, that would be the cases which are under objection and where you need to cure the defects. Registered would be the cases where all the defects have been removed and the number has been allotted here. Then this case tracker gives us the what all documents have been filed. And in the document details, click on the view document and view details to check the further case details and documents uploaded. So whatever documents you have filed, what the other side has filed and so on, all of those will be available in this navigation. Now coming to the petitioner corner, what all options are available in the petitioner corner? So if we are a petitioner in some case, or if we are going to be a petitioner in some case, we have the options of filing applications or petitions under the Companies Act or the IBC. It has different type of Companies Act 2013, IBC 2016. A caveat filing in case you need to file caveats, and any other documents which need to be filed. So documents under each of those main petitions if we need to file them. And documents filing via security code. So this security code is something where in case some cases being filed against me, and I don't know that that case has been filed against me, I'll get an email. So once the other side files that case, that security code will be generated once, and I'll get an email saying, of course, if my mail ID is given there, I'll get an email on my mailbox saying that this is the case filed against you and this is the security code for that. Using that security code, because till that time I will not have access to this portal in respect of that case. So once I get the security code, using that security code, I'll be able to log in and search that case which has been filed against me, and then download and do everything, say file reply or whatever it may be, that I can access that case only after I get this security code. Now, sometimes you get that you may not receive that email for the security code. Then there is an option of resend security code for that case, and then we will once we get that security code, we will be able to access those cases which may be filed against us. So here the option has the which are given here in blue are the we can file petitions, appeal or under Companies Act IBC, applications in ongoing cases under NCLT, before NCLT, filing additional documents in the existing cases. So if we need to file some additional affidavits or some other documents or written submissions and so on, that we can file under the additional documents category. Recent security code as we discussed. And refiling in case any defects are raised in appeal application or document, then we can use the refiling tab, which is the last tab here in the petitioner column. Then we go to the respondent corner. Respondent corner also more or less we have the same options. File applications under ongoing cases. If we are a respondent here, we have not initiated the petition, so we will not get the filing of petition tab there. We will get the respondents tab, so we can file responses or replies to the applications which are, or the petitions which are filed under Companies Act or IBC. Filing any, but the respondent has the option of filing application. So the application tab will be there. We can file new applications. Again, we can file additional documents in the existing cases, resend the security code in case it is not received, and refiling. So if any defects are raised, then those defects can be cured. So refiling can be done from there. Now here, if we go to the My Cases tab, that is in my account, we will see the main cases. So we have the options of viewing the list of all the filed cases under main cases under the option My Cases. So whatever cases we have filed, all those final cases will be listed there. View the list of documents in e-filed cases. So we can see the actual DMS. So we can also ensure that we have filed something, whether it has cleared scrutiny and whether it is also reflecting on the DMS portal, so that we know that before the next date of hearing, the court also has that document in their record on the DMS. Because sometimes if it is there under scrutiny, the bench is not able to see those documents, as in it will come as under scrutiny or under defect. And then those documents are generally not taken on record accordingly unless the scrutiny cleared. So we can view accordingly in the list of our documents e-filed whether they have cleared scrutiny and whether they're now actually appearing in the DMS. Now we will see the navigation for petition or appeal filing by the petitioner. So assuming that we are a petitioner and we are filing a fresh case before the NCLT under Companies Act. So in this case, the user can file fresh appeal petition under Companies Act or IBC code. So we have a drop down. Under the Companies Act, there is a fresh filing drop down. Under the IBC also, there is a fresh filing drop down. So we select appropriately whether it's a Companies Act petition or a IBC petition. Then here they have given the example of a Companies Act petition. So the user is filing a Companies Act, a new petition here. We will select the bench. So this is a common portal across all the benches. So we select which NCLT we are before which we need to file the case. So suppose as a law firm, we may be filing cases in various NCLT. So we will have to select the appropriate NCLT and from the drop down. Company case type or nature would be the company petition. So there is again a drop down, whether it's a company petition, company appeal, or a transfer petition. If it's a merger amalgamation, then whether it's an application or a company petition, so the first motion or the second motion, those we will have to select appropriately. Then also select the jurisdiction and the subject matter. So here they have selected company appeal. So sorry, company petition. So the subject matter we have to select appropriately in the drop down under section 252 or whichever section it may be. Section of the Companies Act also we need to select from the drop down there. And the fee amount will be calculated automatically. But there is, depending upon which section you are selecting, you can select multiple sections also. So fee amount will be calculated accordingly, and then we click on save and we proceed. Now coming to the next navigation, now we will get a reference number. So this would be the 16-digit reference number, which is used for tracking till the case is allotted a number. This would be the tracking number for each filing for this particular case. Now we are selecting the mode, whether it is a company which is filing this or somebody else or an individual. So if it is a company which is filing, then the petitioner's details will have to be given here. Again, we need to ensure that the correct mobile number and the email ID is given, because this would be the petitioner's email ID and the mobile number. So that the communication from the NCLT portal is sent to that particular mail ID and mobile number. And accordingly, because after every filing we get a SMS, after every filing we get an email also. So those ensure that those mobile numbers and the email IDs are correct. After filling up all these details, we fill up the petitioner's list also. So we fill in the petitioner's details here. So if there are more than one petitioners, we can fill more than one details for those petitioners. Then we click on next. Here we will go to the portal of adding the respondent. So we have added the petitioner's details. Now we are adding the respondent's details. So there could be multiple respondents. In some cases, there could be no respondent. So in that case, we have to select any. But if there is other respondents, we will add. If it's a company, we will add the details of the company. If it's an individual, say in the especially in the operation mismanagement case under Companies Act, we will have the company as the R1 and other directors as the R2, 3, 4, and so on. So we will add those details here. So all the petitioners, all the respondents list will be available at the bottom of the page, who all are the respondents. Once those respondents details, again here respondents email ID and mobile number you can add if you have it. If you don't have the mobile, mobile number, it is fine. At least the email ID should be there, because you need to service the petition on them. Without the proof of service of petition, their petition will not be accepted there. So you need to have at least some mail ID. If you don't have anything, probably the company's mail ID as per the master data can be used here, and we can proceed accordingly. Now, if we need to add a representative, suppose for the petitioner, we are adding the advocate's name here. Then from the advocates list, there will be a drop down. We will click, select other concerned advocate, and then so that advocate and that representative will be able to get the communication also for whatever case or whatever is happening in the proceedings. If there's a representative who already is registered on the NCLT website, then their name will already be available in the drop-down list, and then accordingly we will be able to select. Can we change the mail ID of the applicant? Yes, we are able to change the mail ID of the applicant. Then we never get email or SMS from NCLT after e-filing, ma'am. That is sometimes it does happen that we don't get. So it is sometimes we don't even get emails for the defects, which are raised. So it is, I would say it is our duty, because it is in our interest, that we should go and keep on looking at the status of the case, or whether some defects are raised or not. I would say majority of the times we do get, but then there are times when we actually don't get, or we get the reminder or some email after the matter has been listed and the date was that is already gone. So sometimes there's a delay also. So generally we should keep track of our cases and what is happening in the defects and so on. Then now we come to the stage, we have created the petitioners, we have created the respondents. Now we go to the next stage of filing the actual petition. Now for the filing and so on, they will guide us about the size of the document, the size of one volume, how much it should be, the size of and the number of pages, because those should match. Whatever we are uploading here, the same volume should be there in the physical copy. So we have to ensure that both the copies are matching. And the number of pages and the PDF file size, because again, if you try to reduce the size or compress the document, you may be able to reduce the size, but the quality of the document gets hampered. Then it will again come in defects that this page is not clear and that page is not clear and so on. So we will have to maintain an optimum balance there, that because the files are need to be scanned in the grayscale, and they have given the what DPI should be used and so on. How many pages should be there in each volume is also given. So accordingly, we will have to adhere to that. Generally, they accept 200 pages in one volume. Again, some differences based on which NCLT bench we are appearing before and which NCLT we are filing it. So there are differences in some small procedural requirements. There's a difference, but more or less the e-filing process would be the same everywhere. Now here we upload those files. If there are multiple volumes, we upload the multiple volumes, select the document type, and then say submit. So if for all the uploaded documents, we will see how many documents we have uploaded. So the proof of service is mandatory. Then the payment of fees that would, in case we are doing an offline thing, that would also come here. And then the copy of the petitions. If we are having, say, multiple volumes of the petition, we will say volume 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so on. And those volumes will appear here. Okay, then there is a checklist. The user needs to ensure that all the points mentioned in the checklist have been taken care. So this is more or less procedural, as in whether you have served on the respondent, whether the requirements of this NCLT guidelines have been followed, and so on. So we just have to say yes, yes, yes. If there is a no, then we need to give the remarks why that particular item or why that particular matter in the checklist could not be adhered to, and then we can proceed for submitting on the next navigation. Now this is the final preview. So we right from the beginning, whatever you have filed, say from the NCLT bench and to which section and so on, you can do a preview once again to check that there are no mistakes, or if you want to go back and check, change something. All those things we can do here, and then after the final check, we will say submit. So once we click this next for the submission, this will now take us to the payment page. So after this, we will not be able to make changes unless this document is reopened for defects. So we have to ensure that all the attachments what we are attaching here, the particulars what we have written in this are final and they are correct. Now here it takes you to the payment page. Here again, as I mentioned, we have to do the online or the offline payment. Online payment would be through net banking and so on, and where we are able to immediately get an e-filing receipt. Offline is where we have to make the payment through the demand draft. If this online payment is not working, or if the Bharat Kosh is also not working, then we will have to go for that demand draft method. Until that time, we get the demand draft and write the particulars of the demand draft. The matter will not get e-filed. We will not be able to generate that e-filing receipt. So this is for the online payment. We need to add the particulars of the depositor and so on are automatically generated, because that is the petitioner's details which come in. Then we make the payment online, and then we continue here. It will take us to the navigation of this page, where we can do either by from the net banking or through a debit or a credit card. Once we make the payment, it will give us this type of receipt. We all are familiar with this, that your payment is successful, and this is the receipt for the e-filing. The e-filing number which is given is the number which we need to quote till the time we are actually getting it numbered, or the matter is approved post the defect removal. So we can download this and keep this as a record, because sometimes the NCLT asks you that if you have e-filed, it is still in, please show us the e-filing receipt. So we can give this transaction ID to the registry. Now this is for the offline payment. If we want to do an offline, if the online is not working, we don't have a choice but to go for an offline payment for filing. Then we create the demand, whatever demand draft we have purchased from the bank, we will give the particulars of the demand draft here, give the bank details and so on, and then click to proceed. And then in that case, we will have to submit the demand draft physically in the registry of that particular NCLT. Here again, you will get this receipt, but it will be subject to you submitting the physical demand draft along with the precipe to the registry, saying that for whatever reason this was not possible to file to make the payment online, so you're making an offline payment. And along with this e-filing receipt, you will have to submit that to the respective NCLT. Now, if you're filing a case under IBC, navigation is the same. Only difference would be while selecting the case type section 7 or section 9 or section 10. If it's a section 7 and 10, I think there's a typo here. It should be 7 and 10 of IBC. Name of the RP is mandatory, as we know, as per law. Under section 9, it is not mandatory. The bench can appoint somebody from the panel. So here, if we see these tabs, the basic details and so on, there we need to give the name of the proposed IRP or the RP. That is the difference. Otherwise, the navigation is the same for company law or IBC matters. Now we can look at the application filing. So the first one what we saw was the petition filing. So where we are filing a new case altogether. There is no case which is registered in the NCLT for that particular matter. Now we are filing an application which is to be filed in an existing case. So an existing case under company law could be there, or an existing case under IBC could be there, and we are filing an application either as an applicant or I mean, we may be a petitioner or a respondent in the original matter, but we can be an applicant in that case. So here, this is the navigation for application filing. So user can file applications under ongoing cases for Companies Act or for IBC. In this drop down under Companies Act, the first item what we had seen was the fresh filing. Now we are going to look at the application filing. So we will select the appropriate tab here, and once we select that appropriate tab, here we will be able to give the case type, jurisdiction of which NCLT and so on, and enter the main case details, because this application will have to be tagged to the main case. So we will have to necessarily select the main case details, main petition which has been filed, and so that this application will be filed under that main petition. Now here we will have to again select the nature. So here what they have shown is a case IBC application, interlocutory application by the under IBC for the appointment of AR. So again, the section will be appointment of authorized representative. The section is selected from the drop down, and the amount is automatically calculated. Now from here again, we will the main case details we have selected. They will ask us to confirm that you are entering it in the correct CP. Otherwise, if we may end up filing the our application under a wrong CP, so we have to go back and check the main CP number. Whatever details are required under section and other things we will have to add here. And once we review the particulars entered herein, we will go to the next page. If you are adding an applicant here, then we will have to add our details. There, select the role in the main case. If the application is being filed by the petitioner, then we will have to select those particulars here, and again give the mobile number, mail ID, and so on. Basis the tracking number. Again, for that, for this application, a different tracking number will be generated, because for each filing, a different filing number and a different tracking number is generated, so that we can track that particular document using that unique number. Once the details are submitted, we go to the next page. Then we add the respondents. If there is no respondent in that application, like if you're filing a progress report, there is there is no respondent in that generally. So in that case, we will select NA, and then we will proceed. If there is a respondent, then again, like what we saw in the previous navigation, we will add the respondent's data and submit that. If you want to add a representative, like for an application, suppose you have a different advocate for each application, you can add those particulars here. Then we reach the stage of uploading the application, what we are filing. So again, the application, we will have to ensure that it is in PDF, it is bookmarked and so on. So that we will discuss about the bookmarking and that process. Then we have to adhere to the size limit, the number of pages in each volume and so on. The proof of service and other documents, everything should be uploaded here, like the previous for the main petition. Again, the checklist, we have to say yes or no or whatever, give the remarks. Then once again, verify, preview the entire application details, party details and so on. Check the main case number, and then move on to the payment. Again, payment here we have the online, offline mode, Bharat Kosh and so on. Online payment, offline payment, we will get this receipt. Same is for the this thing, offline payment. We will get this receipt. Again, for this, we have to go and submit the physical demand draft in the for offline payment. Submit it in the NCLT registry, and then only your application will be processed, or the filing will be processed. Now, in case any, so this was about the application filing. We have seen the petition filing, main case, application filing within a case. Now, if any additional document is required to be uploaded. So suppose we are filing, say, an additional affidavit, which is not going to be a fresh filing, as in terms of it is not going to get a new application number or something. Or we are required to file, say, a synopsis, or we are required to file written submissions. That is at the end of the hearing, of the final hearing. That is when it will not get a different application number. It would be just considered as an additional document filing. So in this case, we don't have to go to the applications tab. We have to go to this additional document filing tab. So here we click on the documents filing and documents filing via security code to upload additional document tab, and we can file each of those additional documents in whichever capacity we are acting under that case. Yeah, so here the tab is the reply or the documents filing. User can upload the documents through reply or document filing option. So here we select what nature or what is the kind of document that we are filing. So we will search the case number because we are filing this additional document in that particular case. We are not going to generate a new application. So we'll have to select that particular case additional document. We will go and say click to upload. We will have to tag that to the existing application. So if there is suppose in the existing petition, there are say 5 different applications, and in one of those applications, you are filing this additional document. So you have to carefully select only that application. And in that application only, you need to file this additional document. So we need to check that we are filing it in the correct application number or in the correct petition number. Now, if the petitioner wants to file this document, and if we're searching it by filing number, then the document type, additional document or whatever he's filing, if he's filing, say, an affidavit or a wakalatnama, or say a proof of service or affidavit of service, whatever it may be, that would be, he will select the document type under the drop down, upload that document again, that can be in PDF only, and verify those documents there, submit, and then after that, click submit. Again, we will have to ensure that it is the IA or the filing number is correct. We are filing it under that particular IA only. After the filing, here there is no payment of fee. So it will not be taken to the payment page. Here it is only there is no fees which are but only the document you will get a tab saying that your document has been uploaded successfully, and you will get a filing number. So this is the only receipt which we get for that because there is no payment. Now, the next is petitioner filing by petitioner documents filing via security code. So the respondent or the reply is filing the documents where we have only a security code. We don't have we still don't have access to this because we don't know, we are not a party to this case as of now on the NCLT portal. A petition may have been served on us. So suppose we have received an email saying that such and such case has been filed against you. Typically, if somebody files, we are acting as a IRP, RP or the liquidator, and some other party has filed a case against us. From the NCLT portal, we will get this email saying that a case has been filed against you, and this is the security code which is for accessing the records. So we use that security code. We also get a security key in the email. I'll show you a demo of that or a sample email. We enter that security code here, and the filing number is also there in that email. Basis that we are able to search that document on the portal, and then we are able to associate that document for us in our login. Now, if we are uploading the documents by thank you. So if we are uploading the documents from here, again, we will use the security code, and from the filing code, we will get the list. Now we have to do a click to upload the document. Suppose we are adding the advocate, because the first step would be to add the advocate. In that case, we will add the wakalatnama and so on. So for those, we will do a click to upload, add the advocate, and so that henceforth we are getting the documents in our login, and we are able to access or get whatever submissions are made. In that case, we will be able to access all of those. If we are adding select the advocate, now go to the drop down. If it's already added, if you already have a list of advocates there, select the advocate, and then that person's name will come here, associated with that particular case. Now, if we want to upload the document by using a security code, then we need to select the document type what we are filing. So we have that case now, which is linked to our login ID. Now we need to add file some reply or file some affidavit or file a wakalatnama in that particular case. Then using that security code, under that security code, we will be able to select the document type, upload those files, whatever we want to file, say the proof of service, wakalatnama, whichever document we are filing. And we select the file again in PDF, and we are able to submit the file over here. Those files will be visible in against that particular case. So we have selected the document here. We see the submit document list. We see all the documents which we want to submit, and then we will click on the submit button. If you want to change the document, you can do a delete here in the last portal. Sorry, on the last tab, and delete and upload the document again. Once we have uploaded the documents, again, because there is no payment which is to be made here, again, you will get only this receipt which says that such and such document has been uploaded successfully. There are no fees, only the e-filing number will be available to you. And we can preserve this receipt. So in case we need to show to the NCLT that we have already filed the documents, then we will be able to use this e-filing receipt. Now, in some cases, we might need to file a caveat. And the caveat is basically a document where we don't want any orders to be passed against us without us being heard. So that is where we are required to file a caveat. So caveat filing, separate tab is there for caveat filing. If it's a new caveat, or if it's a draft which we have already saved in this, or if we need to file it again. So all of those, we have to select the appropriate tab. It can be filed by any individual before the NCLT. So depending upon which NCLT, if we know, obviously from the registered office, we know under which jurisdiction that NCLT, that case is going to be filed. So we can select the NCLT appropriately in that case. So user needs to enter the caveat related details like the NCLT location, the jurisdiction, the caveator name, and the mobile number. So these basic particulars will have to be given, without which we will not be able to file the caveat. Obviously, we need the under which NCLT and which jurisdiction, and the caveator name, as in this is our own details, and of course the details of the entity or the other side which is expected to file that case. These details will have to be given here. So representative name for the caveator, mobile number, the email ID. So on this mail, because there is no case which is filed as of now, so we are not able to link it to a case. This is only the caveat which will help us to ensure that there are no adverse orders or no matter is heard without a notice to us. So here we will have to, it will not be linked. So we need to ensure that the mobile number and the email ID are given correctly so for us to receive any communication. Again, there's the fee will be calculated automatically. We click on next and save. We file the caveat document. We upload it here. And the prayer is given here in the portal itself that let no orders be passed in the appeal expected to be filed, or any petition or IA that may be preferred by the expected appellant or the petitioner, and so on. So without giving us a chance to represent ourselves. So this prayer is already here. We don't need to make of course, we make a separate caveat application along with adding the respondent and so on. Here we will, the documents will come on the list below on the uploaded documents, and then we will be able to move to the next page for the payment. Again, online or offline payment, depending upon how we are able to do that. Online payment, offline payment, and we will get that receipt. Now, if we have left the caveat halfway, not completed something, then we can go back, and any draft caveat we will be able to make changes through the edit tab and complete the filing. Now, defects, refiling in case of defects which are raised by the NCLT. So once we file something, we have to keep on tracking it. Not every time, and this is my personal experience, not every time we get that email, or the system does not throw out that email to us in case some defects are raised. So we have to keep on tracking, and if we see this under defect, we have to download that defect document and cure the defects and refile this. So if we get an email, then in the email, along with the email, we get that attachment, which says that the following are the defects and you need to cure within such and such time, without which that application or that filing will be considered as null and void. So here we click on the refiling from the petitioner or the respondent corner, whichever capacity you are in, and for which filing number you have received that defect. So user will view the list of filings rejected by NCLT scrutiny staff and reverted for e-filing. So for each of those filing numbers, if you have not received an email, we will see on the list, we will see that click to edit. Then we will be able to see the list of defects which have been generated, and we will have to cure those defects and refile the documents. So if we do a click to edit, we can navigate to the other tabs. Suppose whatever details are, they say that it is marked as defective because some pages are not scanned clearly. So some pages are not visible clearly. So in that case, we just have to go and do a clear scanning of those pages and upload the document. In some cases, if there's other defect about the name of the petitioner, the name of the respondent, and so on, then we can go and do the edit through this, navigating through these tabs which are there. Basic details, edit, petitioner, respondent, document upload, and so on. So all of those, if there is no change in the petitioner or the respondent details, then we will just have to go ahead. And once we refile the documents, as in we remove the defects, we submit the clear copies, we will have to upload it, and it goes under the same e-filing, and we will just get a refiling message. And then we again have to keep track about the whether any defects are coming in that for the second time also, because there is a limit on the number of times that we are able to cure the defects and the time period within which the defects needs to be cured. If you also see the NCLT website, on the first page, on the home page itself, there is a tab which says that these are the matters which have not been cleared, where the defects have not been cleared for a long time. So you see that it is for all the NCLTs put together. There is a tab which we can see where the defects have not been cured for a considerable period of time. Now that was about the defect removal. Now the My Corner, that is where we see my cases under our own login, what all navigation is available for the petitioner and the respondent corner under the My Account tab. So this is how a page will typically look once we log in our cases. This is where we will see all the main cases which are filed by us. In case if there is a draft case, if we want to go and edit, then we will get the edit tab. In case we want to view the status, we want to view the what all has happened in that case and the case history and so on. We will go to the respective tabs and the e-filing number, and under the actions tab, we will be able to access all of those. Now, if you want to select a case to view any of the documents, if you want to see what all has been filed in this particular case, we can go to that particular case, select it from the first tab, and click on it. So we will be able to view whatever documents have. So proceed to view the document list. Here we will see what all documents were filed, the appeal is filed, or whatever proof of service, and those documents will be seen there. We can click on that PDF to open that document to see what we have filed there. Then if you want to see what all transactions we have done, so if some transaction has failed, some transaction was successful, or it was payment did not go through, or whatever the case may be, we are able to see the receipts for each of the transaction what we have done. So in case even if we are able to, if we were not able to download a particular filing receipt, from here we can download all those filing receipts. Now we look at the IRP RP account. So if we have opened our user in the name of or in the capacity of the IRP or the RP. Under this tab, what all we can see is the cases in which we are the party, either the IRP, RP or the liquidator. Then we are able to view the documents already filed by us and by somebody else. If you want to upload the documents, upload the reports and file the applications and so on, we can do that under the filing and the document upload tab. Then if you want to view the transaction history of whatever documents we have filed, like we saw the receipts and so on, that view is possible. We can again see the list of the documents submitted under the filed applications. So if we don't have, say, a scanned copy of certain document, if the advocate has filed it, say, and if the case is linked to us, then we are able to access these documents from this portal. Refiling, if there is a defect and if we are required to refile any document, then that refiling tab is also available here. Now in the IRP RP, we will see this is how the navigation will look. So this is more or less same what we saw in the case of any other user. So the interface is the same for the site. Only thing is that the limited number of cases where we are acting in that capacity, only those cases we will be able to see here. Then as the user is appointed as IRP, RP or liquidator, the case by itself will be visible under this section. If the user is unable to see the case, then they need to contact the NCLT authorities. Generally, automatically this name should come, as in we should automatically get tagged in the NCLT system if we have a user account. Most of the times this does not happen, so we have to actually go and do that, the linking. Honestly, I have not been able to successfully link for my IRP or RP cases through my own login, where we are handling cases for other parties in the capacity as a CS firm. there we are able to very smoothly navigate on the NCLT side. But for my own cases as IRP or RP, I have really not been able to link my cases to this to my RP user. So we have given letters and requests to the NCLT, but it has still not been linked. So I have really, I'm not sure how much this works. If anybody else has been able to successfully actually link their case, all their cases to this portal, then probably we can hear from them also. But at least I have not been successful. Only one case got linked, and there also I'm not able to upload any documents. I can only view that case here, which is linked to my name, but I'm not really able to do anything much apart from that.
Excuse me, madam. Hello,
Yes,
madam.
sir.
Yeah, suppose if
Yes,
you
yes, yes, sir.
under IBC, if under pre-admission stage, some hearings will happen. But as I was proposed as an IRP, I'm getting a mail from NCLT saying that this is the status which will be heard on so and so date. Suppose if I log in with my credentials, will I be able to see the case details without being assigned already assigned?
Probably, sir, because the parties who have added you,
Ah,
when they were filing the application, they have added your name as the IRP. That's why on that mail ID you are getting it. But
okay.
you can just log in and try whether you are already also linked as the IRP or RP. It may not be there now because you
Ah,
are still not appointed.
not no, yeah.
Once it gets admitted, after that you will be able to see it there. Right now,
Oh,
probably only because your name is added as a proposed IRP, you are
okay.
getting all those communications.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
And I
Ma'am,
think
I
yes,
have
yeah,
one query.
yeah.
Ma'am, if we have more than one assignment of as RP, then do we require to generate a separate user ID password, or for only one IP user ID password is enough?
Only one, only because you will be
Only.
able to see all your cases in one login only.
And for like if RP is filing like any progress report and all, in that case, RP has to file on behalf of CD, like on petitioner column or on a respondent column. In
No,
that
we have
case.
to. So in that case, if you're filing through an advocate, that advocate probably will be doing the filing for you. So in that case, he will be filing in whichever capacity under IBC for that particular CD. So if depending upon, because that would be going under an application. So that would be
Yes.
under the respondent tab. And the application would be under that respondent tab as a liquidator or as the RP in that case. But if you yourself are doing it as the RP, then you will do it through your RP login. As
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
I have one question.
Has some problem.
Hello? No, you're
You are not audible.
yeah, sorry. There was some power disruption here from where I'm taking the session.
I have one question. I
Yeah.
registered myself on NCLT e-filing portal as a PCS,
Yeah.
but now while doing the login for RP IRP, I am unable to do any additional login because it says that this I did 2 years ago, but it says the same PAN number is used in another login. Is it so? Or
You
I
you
can?
had used the PAN as the identity proof.
Huh.
Probably you can try to use something else now and give a different email ID and a different mobile number.
So I can change that. Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. You are creating a new user ID right now.
Okay.
So try
But,
to use some different ID document
huh.
and different mail ID and different mobile number, because one
Mobile
mobile.
number, how can I get another if I have only one? Because email
So,
ID I can create many. There is
yeah.
no problem.
But mobile number also probably you can take some prepaid card for the office or something, and you can use that number.
Okay.
Because without that, the OTP verification will not happen.
Okay. Me same mobile number I cannot
Then
use.
no, you cannot use. Yeah, so they have
Okay.
said that it has to be a unique mail ID and a unique mobile number for each, because those OTPs go there. So it has to
Okay.
be separate.
Yeah, that is why I was stuck.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah.
With the new provisions, we have to file IA even for the COC formations and for various other purposes like progress reports and stuff. So
Yeah.
can we actually have these IAs on the RP portal?
Yeah, if you're using your user ID for filing of those documents, you will see those, you will be able to file it through your user. But if your advocate is doing that, then it will be filed through your advocate portal. And then
Ma'am,
if you're linked, if your RP account is linked to those cases, then you will be able to see those in your RP account also.
ma'am, I'm able to see those cases in my RP account, but suppose if I want to file some basic applications like COC formation,
Yeah.
extension, exclusion, but from the IRP portal, I'm not able to, file these applications.
Because
So
probably your advocate was filing it before.
the advocates will normally file it, right? For the
Yeah.
main petitions and everything responses, the advocate will file it. But for certain small requirements like, just the COC, the reports, the basic reports, which the RP has to file.
Yeah. So
Now,
the filing rights are given to that advocate in your case. So they
so
are
how do you actually do it for yourself at times? Because these are
honestly,
small things.
that's what I mentioned, that my user for my RP user ID, I'm not able to use it at all. None of my cases are getting linked. I submitted various applications or various requests to the NCLT, but they are not getting linked. So I'm using my advocate's ID only because I can't use my firm ID because I'm acting in the capacity of the RP. So my LLP, I'm not able to use it for the e-filing. I need to ask my advocate to file, even if it's a small document for COC formation or taking the list of creditors on record and so on. I necessarily need to route it through their ID.
Because unnecessary, these are additional costs, which
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
you understand the COC is hesitant to pay.
Absolutely. But this is a procedural requirement which we must file or which we must comply with. But then
Because
I have at least
unfortunately, this is not taken care of,
yeah.
when they change the code or the act or the procedures.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
And
filing of these kind of reports, I have been able to upload reports, but I have not been able to file an IA.
see, previously when we had to file only the reports, I think that was very easy. Just upload document
Yes.
and yeah. But filing of applications, we need to have that navigation linked to your user ID. So which is not there
Okay.
because your advocate is
Madam,
I suppose there's a
madam,
power failure at her end, as she mentioned. So we may have to wait for a few seconds before she joins in.
Kanakji, I think you can do through the NCLT. You can visit NCLT and they can tag that in your IP portal.
No, I actually, when I do it, I mean, for the NCLT thing, I normally go for, adding up the new cases because
Okay.
automatically I've never seen them being added, by default. So I normally put a
Okay.
communication at one point in time, they add those cases. But after
Exactly.
adding those cases, I am not able to, like, I can report, I can upload reports, but the IA is not formed, and that is not acceptable nowadays, both
And
for
nowadays we
NCL
have to file all the things in a form of IA.
application only.
Exactly.
And
Any
that,
documents, if we want to file, then we have to file it in form of IA and we have to
yeah.
pay the fee.
And you have to pay the fee,
Actually.
but who's going to pay the fee? The RP cannot afford to do so much when their fees are itself not being paid on time. So,
Exactly. But that could be a part of CIRP course actually.
yeah, anyways, the
Yes.
story is very well known to everybody.
Okay,
yeah.
ma'am, I have
Yes.
also one query. One is a PCS login I have. One is IP login. So
Yeah.
in that case, if in IP login, if the certain assignment is not tagged, then in that case, can I use my PCS login to file that
So,
documents or applications?
so generally, are you representing yourself in the NCLT? How are you doing it?
Yes, as a RP, in case of as a RP.
Yeah, in case of where you are appointed as the RP, do you
RP, yes.
yourself appear in the NCLT for yourself or you have appointed an advocate?
Yes. Yourself as RP, myself
Okay,
as RP.
yourself as RP. So in that
Mm.
case, see, I would still say because then that becomes a related party and all those things, whether if you need to have specific permissions for that, because that would be a related party. Take a record in the, I would say in the COC meeting, that
Okay.
for this this is a practical issue because if you are not
Oh.
engaging an advocate and you're saving on that cost, of engaging the advocate and doing those things, then
Okay.
because there it would be a dual capacity. It may mean that you have engaged your CS firm for handling these matters, which actually is not the
Oh,
case. Then again, we go
okay.
to the related party and those things, under the disclosures and those requirements. So
Okay.
probably,
Then we have to file through only our IP login.
yeah,
That is
we should file through IP login only.
okay.
Ma'am, but if
Thank you,
in
ma'am.
case these expenses are not being entertained by the COC and you and your firm are in the same capacity, like you are one and the same individual. So as an RP, you are supposed to be doing the uploads of certain documents and updating the tribunal about certain
Yeah.
procedural requirements. Then I don't think as a CA or a CS or in your professional capacity, when as an RP you're not able to file IAs, you start filing IAs as in your professional capacity. How would that be a real conflict of interest? Because you are one and the same person, unless you are charging the COC for it.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That if you're paying, if the COC is paying the fees for that, or bearing the cost for it, then it would be, we need to do the proper disclosures there, because this is a technical issue because of which we are not able to file. We have seen so many disciplinary cases where, because the fees were paid to, say, a related party of the RP without proper approvals, then the concerned IP has got into problems because of that. So it is better that we get because here you're wearing two hats. When you are filing the documents through your the CS login, you are filing it as a professional who is not appointed as the IRP of the company. When you are filing the documents as a RP, you are wearing the hat of the RP. So I would say it would be better that we take the necessary, place it before the COC. In any case, there is no cost which is involved. Say that because of this technical reason, I am filing it through this, and make the proper disclosure if at all required. There is no monetary cost which is there, but then this is a convenience what we are going to get. But at the same time, we should be able to protect ourselves that we are not doing it. Of course, there's nothing wrong in this, but it should be reflected on the documents also.
Right. Thanks.
Yeah. So there was
Ma'am,
some
whether physical filing also required
yes,
after
yes.
e-filing?
Yeah. So usually
In
what
any
happens
case.
is, at least in the Mumbai NCLT, or I think some of the other NCLTs also, once the document is e-filed and it is the defect is cleared, when the matter comes up for the next time in the hearing, we need to submit that in the physical copy. In case it's a new application, whenever that application comes up for mentioning, that is when we need to submit the physical copy. So that is in that brown file and so on, where we need to actually submit that during the course of the hearing.
Even IA?
Yeah, even I also. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So in Preeti's question is, in winding up under 272, forms to be filed under which head? Also, since there is no respondent, what to attach in proof of service? So in case there is no respondent, we select a no for the, or not applicable for the respondent. So then there will be no question of attaching a proof of service for that IA particularly.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Whatever my advocate is filing, can I see through my login? Only if I think I am tagged in that as
Yes.
IRP.
Yes. Then only.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise you need to ask for a request for his ID and then see what is filed there.
But he may have many. So
Yeah, that's what. So obviously you can't get their login details. But if we are tagged, the NCLT has been able to tag us to that particular case, then we will be able to view all those details here.
okay.
So here, at least in their user manual, they have said that filing of document or application filing is possible in case for IRPs and RPs. But practically, I have not seen it working. Okay, then, yeah, this we have seen. Application filing, navigation, payment, online, offline.
One minute, excuse me, madam.
Sorry?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Only the JPG file or PDF file only acceptable, or both files are
Only
acceptable?
PDF, only PDF files, and that too there are some size restrictions. So we'll see that in some time when we are actually navigating on this portal.
Okay.
Sometimes
Okay,
we
madam.
require any advocate for that matter, like supposing we are filing IRP to RP confirmation, those kind of things. But they gave the error, like you have not filed wakalatnamas, such
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
They
So
are
we will have to cure those defects, add that wakalatnama, and then submit those documents. Because
but wakalatnama is not required. I don't want to for a simple application filing of those things are there where advocate is not required.
Right. So you are filing through your IP login.
Yes, through my IP login. Still, they'll say ki, no proof of service and no wakalatnama. Such kind of defects they put up.
Then we have to give a reply to that, to the defects in the response, and say that this is being filed by you in your capacity. Incidentally, sir, are you able to file the applications through your RP login?
Yes. I was filing like in other matter, progress reports and all. I'm filing to my own IP ID. But like in another matter, I was filing this thing. It was in a different court, and they gave these kind of defects. Like wakalatnama is not attached. We don't have to attach wakalatnama for simple filing list of creditors or something like that. There's no proof of service also in that case, I think so.
Right. Yeah, there is no proof of service for that.
But they'll give such kind of defects always.
So we usually will attach a note for that and upload that in the response to the defects.
So if you can also guide us, how did you do it
no.
from the RP portal? Because we have all of us mostly have a difficulty in getting I mean, if we do not have the wakalatnama and all that stuff, that's a story apart. But how do we actually file it from the RP portal? If you can help us with it.
Madam, if I get my name registered in NCLT right now, suppose I can go navigate through all these items.
Yes, you will be able to. You should be able to rather.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I will not be getting cases if I am not registered.
Yes. Yeah. So you will have to link your case. Mr. Sukhdev, if you can just share your experience, please.
For removing the defect, we have to file all along. We have to remove the defect by filing of wakalatnama and proof of service, a fictitious kind of proof of service, like supposing I'll be sending from my CIRP ID to my own ID. That kind of proof of service I attached. Then wakalatnama, I definitely attached a genuine one, but the thing is ki without that they were not accepting. There's no write-up kind of thing ki we can say ki like I mean to say ki this is not required kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
there, sir, can I add to this something in this?
Yeah.
Yes, madam.
Actually, I have also faced issue regarding filing of wakalatnama and proof of service where there is no such requirement. But now I am making the practice like making one document stating that there is no such respondent in this petition. So there no proof of service is required. So I just generally put that document with my petition. And same for the wakalatnama also. Just one letter that attached with my petition or application. Then there will be no such defects.
So you attach a simple page writing these.
Yes. Writing the thing that there is no respondent, only there is like if I am filing a progress report, then I state that just state the post title and then I state the reason that there is no respondent is required and there is no such respondent is there. Then I just do one thing that since there is no respondent, no proof of service is required. Simply mention that and sign it and then attach it with my application. And similarly for the wakalatnama also, I am presenting as an RP, so I don't require it any wakalatnama, and I'm filing it for as in capacity of RP. So I just write it down in a form of letter and attach with the application. So now I'm not getting that defects, these two defects, like no proof of service and non-applicability of wakalatnama. These two documents I usually attach with the applications.
If there's regular advocate, they treated him as a regular advocate. Then they don't require wakalatnama specifically for any application like progress report. And what I mean to say, if I am having a regular advocate who is attending my proceedings, so in that case, if I don't attach a wakalatnama also, they won't give that kind of defect because a regular advocate is engaged. But in case a new I mean to say application kind of thing where I was appointed as a RP. So these in a different matter, there was no advocate, so they gave this defect.
Yes, then we can do this thing. Like I'm practicing like this, we can attach a letter with the application, then they will not raise any defect regarding these 2 points actually.
Got
Yes.
it. Like it is a good piece of advice, I think.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. So I think we need not go through navigation for the ROC RD liquidator account because we are not going to use this. These are for the ROC RD and the official liquidator. In case they want to, they are required to submit some reports or something. So the file reports tab. So this is useful in case of merger amalgamations where some reports are required for, or in company petition matters where some reports are to be filed. Incidentally, for some voluntary liquidation matters, some benches are also asking the ROC to submit their reports. Typically the Bangalore bench. And where even when we are filing a dissolution application under section 59, they are asking us to make usually there is no respondent in a voluntary liquidation matter. We just file it under section 59 and but for Bangalore bench, they're asking that the ROC should be made a respondent. So we need to add a respondent in a voluntary liquidation case. And then the ROC is required to submit the report. So the reports are usually submitted from this portal by the ROC. So where this is the this thing where there are some defects and we are required to submit the defects within a particular period of time and we were not able to cure those defects within that time. Then again we need to apply for because the refiling would be closed. Refiling is not allowed. Then there is an order from the registry which says that since the time has elapsed, we are not able to do the refiling. Then we need to again apply for a refiling or open that document for a refiling. Give a request for opening of the document for refiling. Once that request is processed by the NCLT, then only that document will be opened and then we are able to complete the refiling in that case. This is the appeal under 63. So where we were not able to cure the defects within that particular time and the request has been declined by the registry of the NCLT after those 7 days. Then these matters under this rule 63 of the NCLT rules, they are placed before the main bench of that particular NCLT. And then it is like for curing the or rather it is for the condoning the delay, that why were we not able to cure the defects within that particular time. The matters will be listed for hearing before the bench for that respective NCLT. Then we have to explain the delay, why we were not able to cure the defects. And if the bench allows, then we are able to get that order and then get the document, get the matter reopened for the e-filing. So this additional step will have to be done in that case. So that's why we have to be very careful in checking the defects. Even if you don't receive the emails, we will have to ensure that we are within time. Sometimes the same defects will come again and again, but we will have to keep on complying with those. So that could be a technical error also. But we will have to keep a watch on each of our cases. Else we need to go through that rule 63
And
process.
means this is court 4 in Mumbai?
Court
Like
1. Court 1.
Okay.
So this is where through the applicant's login, then we will see this case filing, then the matter will be actually properly heard before the NCLT, before that bench, where all the rule 63 matters will be listed. So there's an application, there's an appeal which we need to actually prepare and file against the order of the registry. It is not allowing us to cure the defects because the time has elapsed. Then we file that appeal here and then that appeal will be listed for hearing before that respective bench. And once it is allowed, that order will be available and then we will be able to get the document open for e-filing again. There is no respondent here generally. Yes. So this was about the e-filing. Now we will actually go through the navigation. Vaidhi, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I'll just stop my screen.
Ma'am, one question.
Yes,
What
sir.
is the benefit of e-filing when we have to again file all the paper physically?
So actually that should not be the case. So it is, I think, a transition kind of a phase where they are saying that currently we do the e-filing and after that once I would say the system is completely stabilized, we may not be required to do the other things like give the physical copies or submit the physical copies there. So that stage is yet to come. Right now, we are at least from the entirely physical mode. We have, thanks to COVID, I would say we have at least moved to the e-filing step at least, and that is now working decently. Why am I not able to stop share?
Ma'am, if you could just help me again, the security key, which head do we find it under? Is it under the RP, IRP thing?
The security, we will just navigate this like when we are on the website.
Sure.
I'm just, why am I not able to stop this? Yeah. Yes, whether you can share your screen.
Yes. Yes, I believe my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, okay. So this is the portal that ANAGHA ma'am just showed us in the PPT. Correct. So I have just divided the practical aspect in 3 points. First is the pre-filing preparation that we need to do. Then the next is the actual filing process, and the last one is the post-filing. Post-filing, you can say certain aspects that we need to look after. So first and foremost is that we need to look at the pre-filing preparation, wherein what kind of files do we upload, in what format, what should be the size of the files, and these technical aspects. So the first is that everything needs to be in a PDF format. Then after that, what exactly are we writing in the application is also very important. For example, we get a lot of defects stating that the section which is mentioned in the petition or in the application does not match with the section given at the time of e-filing. So we need to make sure that the sections we are writing in our applications under which section or which regulation must match to the e-filing sections that are mentioned in this portal. So that is one thing. Second is that whichever applications we file, they cannot, earlier the size limit was 20 MB. However, the NCLT portal has now increased it to 100 MBs. So that is a lot beneficial for all of us, because when we try to compress the PDF further, we get a lot of blur pages, which again leads to more defects coming up later on. So now the size that we have is 100 MB size for one PDF. And in that one PDF, the DPI, right? Not more than that, not less than that, right? Then the next
DPI, how many sorry, we missed your voice.
Yeah, 300. 300.
Okay.
The scanning size, right? That should be 300 DPI. Because 300, if you increase it to 300, that will just increase the size of your PDF, and then further the NCLT portal cannot process it faster. So it will take a lot of time uploading. So that is one thing. And the next is that every document which you upload here cannot be more than 200 pages. So if your application runs into, let's say, 400, 500 pages, then what you can do is convert it into volumes, which I believe all of us must be practicing this, right? So we divide it into volumes. Now each volume 1 and volume 2, let's say 200 pages each. So my volume 1 will obviously have the index along with the volume 1. So similar index should be produced before starting volume 2 as well. So all of your volumes must have your index page in each of these volumes. So you divide this in volumes, 200 page is maximum 200. Then you upload it on your portals, right? Then the next thing that you have to take care before filing this is the signing. right? So now, whenever there are different modes in which you can sign. First is you can have an Aadhaar sign. You can use your DSCs for signing purposes. And if you don't have these DSCs, you can use by way of actually signing the pages and then scanning them and uploading. Now, however, this is given in the rules or the guidelines which is shared by the NCLT. But in practice, the NCLT doesn't follow this. So NCLT Mumbai will ask you to have physical signatures on each page, right, on the right corner. Now, our NCLT Bangalore has a different practice where they want you to physically sign also, and along with that, they want you to attach your DSC on each page of your PDF. So they have given this download e-sign tool here, and you can download your requisite whatever is compatible to your. And then in that software, you can attach your DSC. It's actually a very easy and a quick software wherein your. So this is something that you need to do at the very last stage, because if you later on modify the PDF in any manner, if you want
Voice
to
is
write down pages
breaking.
or any modifications which are done.
Voice is
Vedi, Vedi,
Yeah.
are you on the Wi-Fi? I think if you can, because there's a lag which is coming every few minutes. If you can switch to a
Okay.
hotspot or something.
Yeah, okay, sure. Just give me 2 minutes.
Yeah. So till the time she's coming back, I think this specification of this e-filing, what we saw in the NCLT Bangalore bench especially, was where we had to actually go and get that software. I mean, we can download it from here, but then making it compatible and for every filing, like she mentioned, if we attach the DSC once, we will have to, and if there's any change in the application, we need to keep on attaching the DSC every time. So we need to actually follow whatever is being specified in the local NCLT to the T, because otherwise that ends up in, end up losing time in that basically. So if I am a voluntary liquidator, I'm filing something before the bench, and if in my defects itself it takes a long time, then my dissolution application gets pushed further in that sense. So always I would say better that we have know somebody locally who will be able to help us with the local filing requirements, because even though they would, I would say that 90% of the things have been, I mean, they're similar to all the NCLTs, but at least that 10% difference could make a lot of impact in the sense of the delays and so on. Because the first time we filed before the NCLT Bangalore, the dissolution application, we were not aware that we had to add somebody as a respondent, like the ROC as the respondent. So we had to redo the entire petition. After that, now whatever filings we are doing, we are aware of that. But then the first time it took us, we wasted say a month or so in actually moving that application, because we had to, they rejected it in the defects. That was, this was like 3-4 years ago. But now, since we know what is to be done, we are then able not, we don't waste time. But if it's some different NCLT and some different process needs to be followed there, we should be aware of that, so that in the interest of time, even as IPRP, or even as in if you're acting as a representative or acting as the advocate or the PCS for that particular case, we are not able to explain to the client why this delay is happening because of these technical reasons. So if we are the RP, IRP, probably we may understand or we may expect that delay and so on. But if you are representing a client, the client will say defects me 2 mahine kyun lag rahe, that kind of thing. So that is where we at least need to have some local support if you're doing it in some NCLT, which is not a regular NCLT. Yeah, whether you can continue if you're back.
Yes. And just to add something to this is that every NCLT has a different set of practices that they follow. So another problem that we encountered while dealing with Bangalore NCLT is that in voluntary liquidation winding up process, they also asked us to file the entire bank statements for the current account for the last 2 years, which your normal Mumbai NCLT does not ask us to do. So even these things need to be taken care of beforehand. Like ANAGHA ma'am said, that we need to have some local support who actually everyday practices before that particular NCLT to help us have a smooth process further. So yes, so these are the pre-filing preparation. And also, whenever you have your memorandum of parties ready, make sure that you present with the correct email addresses, because later on changing the email addresses, we can do it. We can change the email addresses of the respondents or of the applicant, but it takes a little more time to do that, and the service also gets a little delayed due to this. So these are the you can say prerequisites of filing. Then let's now get down to filing. So as you know, there's a petitioner corner here, and in that you have Companies Act filing, IBC filing, KVIT filing, if documents need to be filed here. So first, I would rather go to IBC filing, and in IBC filing also further, you have something called as a fresh filing, so which is under section 7, 9 or 10. Then you have application filing. So application filing in a company petition, right? So let's go to the application filing first. Here in whenever you are filing, you need to give the particular, let's say, Bangalore. So you need to give the CP number here. Then select the jurisdiction, state of Karnataka. Then what kind of application are you filing here? So now this is again, I must think you must be aware of this also, that there are different types of application names that have now come up. But if it's a liquidation progress application, then it's IA liquidation progress, normal IBC application, interlocutor application. Dissolution application now is under interlocutor application, IBC dissolution. Same goes to liquidation applications after your CIRP progress. If you file a liquidation application, then it's under this heading, and a resolution plan approval is under this particular heading. So you choose whichever you want, right? And this you have to confirm it further. Now you need to tag it to your company petition. So you select a company petition. I'll just randomly choose a particular company petition here, and it needs to be Bangalore here again, right? Just a random company petition that I'm searching for. And then since I've selected a random number, it's coming up with this particular error. So if you exactly know what company petition are you looking for, then you'll have the exact number, right? And then herein you go to the next page, and then you have to add the petitioner details, the respondent details, and okay. Now let's go to your normal filing.
Is this one by one we have to clear? Means first complete the basic details, then only we have to go to add a petitioner, or we can randomly go any time?
No. First, you have to complete the entire basic details. So I think we should stick to application filing itself, because I believe that's more relevant.
Okay.
Yeah, to this one. Right. So let's go here. Let's take Mumbai itself. Yes. Let's select Mumbai, and then they have Maharashtra or Goa here. Nature, let's say IBC. Yeah. Let me select your company petition. Right. So this is this particular case that I've come up here, right? And then you select the application purpose. So now, why did I mention earlier that you need to make sure that the section number which is written in your applications and the section number which you are mentioning while e-filing should match, is because of this reason. Here you have to mention a particular reason. For example, let's say if I'm filing a PUFE application, right, or related to COC meetings, okay. Or let's take a simple one, the report certifying constitution of COC. If I'm selecting this, and when I go to the section column, they already provide me with a section which is feeded in the system. So it is necessary that this particular section, the one that I'm selecting here, is also written on my petition, on my application. So you do here save and next.
Yes, sir. I
Now
think if the section number is wrongly mentioned in the petition, I think it can be rectified looking at this
Yes,
page.
it can be. Yes, it can be rectified. It will come up as a defect, and later on you can edit that particular page. But then it will take some time. Like it will eat up some of your time. So then in petitioner, you can choose others here and select the role in the original case, wherein you can select any other, because since we are the IPs here, you can actually take up any petitioner name, right? Let me put ANAGHA ma'am's name here, right? So like we can put up any such email ID, right? And then of course the mobile number as well. And the mobile number is mandatory. So then submit petitioner. Yes. So now herein, after adding a petitioner, you come back to the same column, but then you can go here and check whether what are the details that I've just filed here. So you need to check the details that you've sent. And if there are any more petitioners, you can add any n number of petitioners here. Since we have only one, we'll go to the next slide. And on the next page, now you have the details of respondent. So you can select any other. If there is no respondent, you can select NA, right? After NA, you compulsorily need to add the details of the IRP. So herein you can select the IRP, whichever you have. Right? Let me just select the one that is already in our system. Right? So I'll select this particular. Then you have to select the IRP code as well. And then you select put in, let me just put in this particular address for now, right? Select your state. Yes. Next. Right. So once the IRP is done, again, you'll get a tab every time down here where you can check the details that you've just filled in. And then you
Yes,
can
but
go
you
as
have
to next.
mentioned email ID, not that process email ID. Acha, this is before admission. Okay.
No. You can put in whichever ID you want. I've just, whatever details are filled in are only to let us through the next stages. So I'm not actually going to file this application.
No, but what
yes,
actually is to be done?
Yes, you have to put in your process email ID.
But if the IRP has the login and he puts the process email ID and then IRP changed, some other RP is appointed, then whether that same email ID will work for login?
Yes, you anyway hand over the email
Yes.
ID details and credentials to the next RP, the stepping in RP. So
Ah.
he will have access to all the emails that are received from NCLT.
Okay, but through login, I'm saying for login purpose as IRP RP.
As IRP RP, then I feel that's a practice part which you
I'll
can
come
decide.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am. So in case of IRP RP, then the new RP will have to create his user and get himself associated with this particular case, and then probably he'll be able to see this. Till that time, it will, because here we are only adding the RP details in the
Yes,
system.
that I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the new RP will have to associate the user.
Okay.
Yes, so we are here at the stage of adding representative, as in who will represent you in this particular application before the NCLT. So herein we can select the drop down from the number of petitioners we have. So we can select here, and in this representative column, you have to select the person who will appear before the NCLT on your behalf. So for now, I'm just putting in Kanj. So whenever I type in Kanj, I have to select from the drop down as to which is the correct person who's going to represent me. Most of these advocates will have only one, or most of the law firms will have only one registration. So I'll select that and I will submit my representative here. So you can have different representatives for different petitioners, right? Since I have only one petitioner, I have assigned Kanjanko LLP to represent my petitioner, right? Then we go to the next, is wherein you have to upload your documents. Yes. So herein, the documents will be uploaded by the petitioner. You have to select the document type, right? If it's petitioner, a petition application, or an appeal. So herein you anyway, which way have all of these details here, which I just mentioned to you earlier, that file uploading should be scanned in grayscale with 300 dpi. Number of pages in each uploaded file should not be greater than 200 pages. Split scanned file in different volumes for uploading if single file size is greater than 100 MB. Physical file submitted and online file submitted should be identical in volumes and number of pages. Right. So again, let's say I will choose a particular.
Number of pages is not restricted to the MBs.
No. Number of pages are actual number of pages. of that particular petition.
Okay. Okay. Is there any MB is restricted for that actually? Number of pages, suppose 200. What is the MB prescribed by the system?
Right. So both you have to follow. The number of pages limit is 200, and also along with that, the file size limit is 100 MB. So you have to
100
follow
MB.
both of these. 100 MB, yes.
So
Both of these get
pages means A4 or legal?
legal, as in once you have the PDF ready, so every PDF will have number of pages. So those are the number of pages that we're talking about.
No. We are, the documents prepared in the should be prepared in the A4 or legal size of the paper.
Legal size. So yes, NCLT takes in only legal size pages, legal size and one-sided. Yes.
Okay.
So let me just.
And there is some OCR is to be done, no? What is it?
Yes, OCR and bookmarking, right? So here in OCR, we use a tool called as PDF Exchange Editor. So in that, actually bookmarking and OCR becomes very easy. Once we are done with this NCLT part, filing part, I'll show you how to do it in that particular software. Okay, so we'll just add this particular document. Yeah. So we'll add this, and below you can see that it shows up, right? In this list, it will show up. So the petition, whatever the petition that I have uploaded, and all of these things. So now when I try to go to the next page, they will give me a defect saying that upload proof of service for the document. But even if in this particular case, I don't have a respondent, so where will I serve the proof? So what practice that we follow is that we just send an email to one of our team members, and then we upload the PDF of that email. But this is just a technical error or technical glitch in the system, and the NCLT will not check your proof of service for matters where you have marked NA in the respondent side. Okay, so in this also, what you can do is by petitioner and select this particular proof of service type of document, and you can upload that particular email copy as a proof of service just to work around this technical glitch. And you have to actually put down number of pages also here. Since in this particular file, there's only one page, so it's automatically getting recognized, but most of the times it doesn't get recognized. So you have to manually type in the page numbers and then add document. Yeah, so now both of them are reflected here. Then I'll go to the next page. And this is the checklist, right? The checklist, main checklist, herein you will have to select all these columns, whether it is applicable to you or not, and whether you have followed this or not. Most of the answers to these questions are yes, okay? So you can just fill this up. It might take some time for me to go to the next slide.
Suppose I don't have the email ID of the respondent, what is to be done for that?
So the site will ask you for email ID of the respondent. And if you don't have that, maybe you can fetch it from somewhere, because without that, the page will not move ahead. That's a compulsory mandate. Yes. So sometimes some advocates do follow this practice, that what they do is they just write 1234@gmail.com. Some of them do follow this practice, but that is not recommended.
In case respondent email ID exactly not known, then we have to give it there, that we have to follow that one. Otherwise, filing will not be completed. No?
Yes. So that's a workaround with the technical aspect. So
Yeah.
these are the preview and confirm. Yes. So preview and confirm.
After knowing that, we can modify, no?
Yes, you can.
I can.
But the petitioner won't be able to modify it, sir, after filing. The respondents can make a small application to the NCLT, stating that our email ID is wrongly informed, and then this is the correct email ID. Please approve it on the NCLT portal. So then they will update with the correct email ID. The
So
respondents will have to do this. Petitioners won't be able to do it.
We cannot do it.
But whether
No.
petitioner can modify this? No.
No, the petitioner won't be able to modify it. Only the requisite parties whose email ID has been wrongly given, only they can make that application.
Okay.
Yes. So then we go to next. And now this is the payment side. Okay. So I think the online version is not working currently. So if I continue here, it will. Let's see if it's working or not. Yeah, so it's currently the NCLT's online payment is not working. So the current option that we have is to file it through DD. So you can select here offline, and then you can add these details here: demand draft number, issue date, branch, state, amount, bank name, payable at, and district. Okay. So once you file in this, you can save and continue it, and then you have a receipt that is generated, which you downloaded for further reference and purposes. So yes, this is the basic. Yes, and now you can see that since I have not made payment for the current case that we have, it is showing in the draft cases, right? Okay, it is showing in the draft cases, and then this is the current case that we just tried to file. Okay, so this particular case, so here it is given as 0 days, right? 0 days. Yeah, so if I want to edit it, I can go back. Since it is not filed yet, I can go back, and I can go back to any which of these columns and then edit the information given in that particular page. Yes.
Excuse me, madam.
Yeah.
Madam, can you guide us how to pay through Bharat Kosh as well? Because we could not do it actually. We did not. It was asking for some details which we could not understand what it was asking.
Yes. So what usually happens is that when NCLT any which way is linked to Bharat Kosh. So if NCLT's online payment doesn't work, even the Bharat Kosh doesn't work. That is linked. So the only option that is left now is to go file it through DDs itself.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Madam, can I add one thing here?
Yes.
See, even the copy of the DD has to be attached, because I didn't do that, and the defect was raised. So copy of DD has to be attached along with proof of service and other documents.
Yes, correct. So you can attach it along with the proof of service, or if you have the DD well in advance with you, then you can attach it as the first page of your petition or your application. Even that can work. And then file it online. And once you have filed it online, then you have to draft a small precipe and present the actual physical copy of the DD to the NCLT registry. So after submitting the DD, physical copy of the DD to the NCLT registry, only then after that they will start looking at your application, and then if there are any defects, they will notify you of the defects. If you don't submit the DD to the NCLT, then they will not look at your PDF and they will not go through the process of raising defects further. Right? So that is one point. Next, a very important tool that we need to do, we need to have is here in the petitioner, there is something called as refiling portal. So now you know that if today I receive any defects for any of my petition, what will happen is that I will get 7 days time to remove those defects. And if even after removing those defects, I do not clear the previous defects to the satisfaction of the NCLT registry, then they will issue the same defects again. So if the same defects are brought to my notice again, that is twice I get the chance to removing the same number of defects, the exact same defects, then after 2 opportunities, I will not get any further opportunities to remove the same defects. Herein, what will happen is that herein, if you see, there's a hand right here, and this hand, if you see, states that refiling not allowed, right? So herein, I will not be allowed to refile it any further. So what I have to do is that I will have to make again a small application to the NCLT, wherein I request the NCLT to open the window for refiling. So that application needs to be physically submitted to the NCLT. Upon receipt of that application, they will open this window. If you see here, refiling not allowed, right? And refiling not allowed. And this is where I can submit my application. So physical copy of the application for reopening the window also needs to be submitted. And here also I will need to submit this particular application, upload that small application for reopening the window. Once this application is received, they will reopen this window, and this mark that I'm getting right now, filing not allowed, refiling not allowed, I will then have that window opened, and now I can refile it again. Now the next stage is that even after this particular refiling, even then the defects still persist in my petition. The next recourse that I have is something called as a Rule 63 application. So which ANAGHA ma'am informed us, right, about you have to make another application under Rule 63, file it here. So if you go to the petitioner corner, here you have Rule 63 appeal filing. Draft another appeal for opening of this particular company petition or application that you have filed. Then you can type down the Rule 63 appeal, right? Select filing number, right? I'm just going to put this for now. Filing number. Yeah, so here we have already, since we have already filed this, it's not taking the same case. But then let me just, yeah, so any which case you have, right? I'm just trying some case. Yeah, so you have to put in this particular filing number here. And in application purpose, you have to select again Rule 63 appeal filing. And this will again take us back to the same process of adding the petitioner, respondent, representative, uploading the document of Rule 63 filing, checklist, review, and payment. However, there is no payment for this particular case, right? For Rule 63 filing, there are no filing fees. So this is where you can go and file this appeal. Now this is registered before Court 1 of Mumbai NCLT, and they hear the matter, and if they allow it, then the portal will again allow you to refile your application with the now with the corrected copy, defect-free copy. Yes, any doubts with this? Any questions here?
Vaidehi, I think you can just quickly show about the this thing, that security code, because we are running short of time and we still need to cover that PDF, that OCR and those things. So you can quickly
Yes,
cover
yes,
the security code part.
Yes. Yeah. So this is usually what the email that we receive once we have particular filings done in the portal. So herein you have that ID number, that is your e-filing number, right? After which you have, yeah, after which herein you have your they give you this particular ID as well. The particular link is also provided here, this efiling.nclt. You can actually go to that particular link, and the security key is also given here. The password is also given here, and you can go and open up it. It opens up the DMS portal, and there you can download the respective files. Right? This is one email, and the other email is this is what you get as in if you have received any defect. So this is a defect email that we receive.
Ma'am, could you show us on the portal, the NCLT portal, as to how do we look at the security key in that NCLT portal?
Yes. So in this respondent corner, that there is a recent security code or reply documents filing. So if you go to this particular tab, reply documents filing, here you can enter the security code and the filing number. Right? It is right in respondent corner in reply documents filing. So if you enter the security code here and enter the filing number here, Your case will be shown here in below, and then you can access the DMS portal and download the documents that are required by you.
Ma'am, for an
Or if-
RP portal, if suppose from my RP portals where my account is there,
I believe you have a similar interference there.
no, on the RP portal you only have it from my account. You do not have it for petitioner corner nor respondent corner.
Okay.
So whether to download from the number from the security code, do we necessarily need to have some user registered on the e-filing portal?
No, we don't.
Right.
Once we get, yes, when we have the URL there, the link
Yeah.
there. So if you access the link and put in your security code and the e-filing number, we can actually download documents from there itself.
Right. So we need not have a RP ID or some other ID. Anybody can
No.
access who has that code.
Yes.
Right.
If you receive that email ID, you can access those documents.
Right.
Yes.
Now I think we can see anything else on the website which you want to show?
Yeah. So that's it, ma'am. On the website, this is it. We can go ahead and I can show the bookmarking and the
Yes, please.
OCR tool that we have.
Anjali ma'am, I hope it is okay that if we exceed this by 5 minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, whether you can continue.
Yeah, so this is the software which we use. This is a free software, so everyone can actually have access to this. This is called as PDF Exchange Editor, which has an X in it. Okay. So herein you have different many varieties of what you can do here. So herein you have the option of convert, right? So once you go to convert, they have the option of your OCR page, right here. So once you upload
or paid?
It's a free software.
Okay.
Free software. Yes. So it is called as PDF Exchange Editor. Herein, once you go to convert, you have this here OCR page option provided. And once you click to this OCR page, the PDF which is open here will be converted into an OCR type PDF. So OCR type PDF is basically you can actually search in that particular PDF with regards to one specific word. So once you've scanned the documents, that feature is not available in your normal Adobe Acrobat. So this is something to aid the NCLT in searching a particular sentence or a word or go to those particular pages, right? And the other one here is the bookmarking, right? So if let's say, let me just open these liquidation regulations. Just 5 more minutes. I'll just show you how to bookmark and then we'll be done. Yes. So this is where I've opened the liquidation regulations just to show how to bookmark this. Okay. So herein, once you go to this particular column, the bookmark tab is already open. This is the first tab here in the left corner. Herein, once you add a specific bookmark, you can write here as the cover letter, right? And click on the page. Then you can go down, right? Let's say go down to a particular page, right? And you click on that particular page from where you want the next bookmark to be. Once you click on the page, you can go back to this bookmark tab, add another bookmark and you can just write, let's say annexures. If there's a particular annexure called as annexure 1, right? Then that will be the annexure number 1, right? Then for the same similar process for the other parts, you have to go to that particular page, click on that page and then go for the adding of the bookmarks, right? This can be your annexure 2, right? This is the easiest way which I have found to bookmark, and it's free. So, and it's very, the user interface is very friendly in this particular software, right? So you can save this, and then it will be done. And similar to here, we have, like I said, the convert app, the convert part that you have here, right? So you can just go to convert OCR pages, and then it will just get converted. Okay, which pages do you want and how many searchable items do you want? And then after which you can get it converted to OCR. Yes. Yes. Any doubts with regards to the software?
Ma'am, you said there was numbering also possible on this kind of a software?
Yes. Numbering is also possible. However, we don't use this particular software for this. We have another software for this, but it's a good software. You can maybe try to, try to get to know the software better.
Whether which is the other software which we use for numbering?
It's also online. You have many websites that we can use. For example, I Love PDF or any of these websites. They're also very good, or with all of these merging files or splitting the files or organizing the files, and also numbering can also be done on I Love PDF.
But if somebody is concerned about the confidentiality of the documents, I would suggest that we should use paid softwares. And because when we are interacting with I Love PDF, I think the document will go on those websites. And again, in terms of numbering, we prefer to do the numbering by hand unless it's a very big, say, voluminous record which we are filing. Otherwise, the numbering we prefer to do by hand again, because then there could be a difference sometimes in the PDF file and the actual page numbers, and especially if there are different volumes. So sometimes the bench might not be able to correlate the numbers in that case. Is there anything else? Probably the file which you just bookmarked, if you can open that file again and just click on the bookmark to show that we are again going to that particular page only.
Yes, sure. Yes, so I'm showing the same file which I've just bookmarked, opening it in Adobe Acrobat. So here in the right corner, we have the bookmarks tab. If you go here, you can see that the cover letter, if I click on cover letter, is the first page. If I go to an extra number 1, it will bring us directly to this particular second page, like the second bookmark. Then I have an extra 2, so it will jump to the next page of the next bookmark.
Where is that bookmark tab? I didn't know.
It's right here. Yes. So in the right corner, if you see right upper hand corner, there is a bookmark tab in Adobe Acrobat right here.
Okay.
Please. So there you can check what are the bookmarks in this current PDF.
No, please close that so that I can see where it is.
Yeah.
Where it is now.
Yes. So it's right here in the right hand corner. It's right here. This one. This is the bookmark tab. Is it visible?
No.
If you open Adobe Acrobat,
Yes, got it. Yes.
This is the bookmark tab.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Page numbers are not showing.
No, sir, I haven't page numbered this particular petition.
So if the page numbers are added through the software, then only those numbers will show. Yeah, otherwise it would be the handwritten scan which we have, and those page numbers will show.
We have to show the page numbers from so and so page to so and so annexure.
That is in the index. This is only in the PDF.
The index, how do we like advocates? They after we give them a signed document and they edit it in the PDF itself and write the page numbers. How do they do that? Can you
So that-
explain practically?
Yeah, so there are two ways of doing it. One is where physically they will write the numbers on each of the page and then scan it so that those numbers are there for each page. Second way of doing it is that you can use any software, like we mentioned the I Love PDF or any other software which is there, in which if you download, rather if you upload this file on that software, they will add the page numbers there. And then accordingly, once the document is numbered, then the index will be filled on afterwards. Filling of index, the page numbers is the last thing to be done once all the entire set is ready, because even the proof of service and the payment office, all those things also that needs to be page numbered and added to the file. So page numbering is the last step just before uploading what is done. So you have the option of either doing a physical page numbering, like writing it by hand, all the numbers, or using any of these softwares and uploading the document on that software and it will automatically number it.
No, in the index, they type it out 1, 2, so and so.
Yes.
How do they do that? Like they have the editable PDF.
So in the index, they will have to actually type it out, but the numbering will happen in the PDF. Numbering will be done by the software. The software will not go and fill the index. That index we will have to fill ourselves.
That has to be typed like in the PDF.
Yes.
PDF.
So most of the times what we do is we number everything and then after that only we print the index and we write the numbers if you want, if you don't want handwritten numbers there.
Okay.
Madam, I have a question.
Yeah.
Actually, when we take the print on legal green sheets, we are supposed to sign, that is, if you are signing physically, then you have to sign in the sheet that is right-hand side corner, okay, bottom.
Yeah.
But then when you scan it, most of the times that seal and the signature does not get included. So is there any way in which you can incorporate that or some software which can help in some way that?
Ma'am, I think the software, I think the error could be in your scanner settings, because if the scanner settings has say A4 page setting and you are scanning the green legal page, then the bottom part gets cut out because the page size is only that much. So when we are scanning the pages, we need to check whether what is the size of the page that we have selected. Then the whole page will come.
So the setting has to be for that is in favor of legal green, is it?
Yes, at least the legal size paper.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, any other questions? Because we are, I think, 15 minutes delayed. And ma'am, we had time till 1 o'clock only.
Ma'am, could we have your contact number just in case if you're okay, we will trouble you probably.
Yeah, sure, no problem, not at all. Because this is something, this is like I would say a common pain for all of us. So I'll just write in my mail ID in the chat box.
Please, ma'am.
Yes, I've written in the chat box. Anjali ma'am, we are done.
Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you.
You have given only mail ID or number also?
I can give the number also. One second. Yeah, there's a number.
98811.
Can you conclude, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am, for giving such a knowledgeable and nice session. Ma'am, you are requested to share the material.
Yes, ma'am, I will do that. And thank you to the participants and thanks, Vaidi, for actually showing the interface, because I don't usually myself do it. Vaidi always helps me with it. And it's highly technical, and I think a lot of patience is required in dealing with that website. So thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.